the season for pumpkin, and I'm gonna be using it in a fantastic quick bread today. It's a pumpkin ginger loaf, and the best thing about this recipe, it makes two. So you can share some with friends, and you can keep some for yourself. I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour here. To that, add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of coarse salt. If you're using fine, be sure to use half a teaspoon. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Set aside your dry ingredients for a second. This bowl has 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. To that, add 12 tablespoons of melted butter, 1.5 sticks. Quick breads are great because people love them. They're easy to throw together and they last for a while. So if you want to make these on a weekend and share them with your coworkers during the week, you can totally do that. 1 can of pumpkin. This is pumpkin puree that you buy. You could certainly use your own if you wanted to make fresh pumpkin puree. If you're a huge fan of making your own, just roast a sugar pumpkin until it's tender and puree it in the food processor. Add 3 large eggs. I think you can add them all at once. Let's see what happens. And stir. I'll get my whisk. We've kept it very simple here with just the ginger, which is a classic combination with pumpkin. You can add your dry ingredients to the wet. I'm going to add my wet to the dry because my dry bowl is bigger. I feel like I'm gonna go on a quick bread making binge because it's so easy and they're really versatile too. You can eat them for breakfast, bring them to work for an afternoon snack. You can kind of do anything with a batter like this. Stir until it's fully smooth. Have your oven preheating to 375 degrees. These are 2 8.5 by 4.5 inch pans that have been buttered and floured. Sometimes if I'm being really crazy and I want to make sure it's completely even, I'll weigh them on my scale, but I think eyeballing it is probably fine. That looks good, I think. Even them out in the pans. Tap them just to make sure they're nice and even, and bake them until a cake tester inserted in the center comes out clean, about 50 minutes. Let them cool completely in their pans on a wire rack. You can put a glaze on this, but I really don't feel like it's necessary. But if you want to make a nice sugar glaze to go on top, it is kind of beautiful, especially if you're sharing with friends. But to keep it simple, I think it's just as beautiful all on its own. It's got a beautiful golden color. Smells gingery. Tastes like fall.